Chakras for beginners. Heal your body with guided chakra meditation. Self-healing techniques to awaken and balance the chakras. Written by Yoshiro Mitsutoshi. Narrated by Austin Stoller. Introduction. Kundalini is the Sanskrit word for spiritual power that resides in every person. This is the essence of the inner self, which is also called the Holy Spirit, the Divine Light, the Divine Mother, and is known by many other names. This is the most subtle manifestation of an inexhaustible source of energy. All people, regardless of the historical era, religion, or culture, are filled with the highest energy of Kundalini. The realization of her sacred presence is the goal of all spiritual efforts. Kundalini lives in a subtle body, in a dormant state. It supports the vital functions of a person and his consciousness. The awakened Kundalini leads a person to spiritual heights and helps to achieve liberation. The awakening of Kundalini imposes a great responsibility on a person. From this time, he begins a new stage in his internal development. The ascension of spiritual energy becomes a pleasant process leading to holiness and enlightenment. This is how the divine plan of human development is realized. Kundalini means coiled, like a snake. The image of a serpent coiled up in rings is associated with infinite power, hidden power, or unused potential that each person possesses to achieve a life that is best in all respects. Another image associated with Kundalini is an ocean of creative energy that rises like a tornado along the spine. Kundalini should not be thought of as some kind of alien force hostile to man. It must be perceived as creative energy transforming consciousness. This concept can also be considered in a purely psychological aspect. Here, it can be considered an endless source of psychic energy or the gateway to the world of the superconscious. The awakening of Kundalini is the beginning of spiritual enlightenment, the main step towards self-realization and enlightenment. According to authoritative scholar Swami Prajananda, the main purpose of awakening Kundalini is to help one attain the divine. The awakening of inner strength becomes the beginning of the process of spiritual transformation. To work with Kundalini, it is not necessary to devote yourself to yoga or to be a Hindu or a Tibetan. Anyone can use the wisdom of spiritual science. The doctrine of Kundalini is intended not only for people engaged in Eastern methods of self-realization such as yoga. Each spiritual tradition has its own way of transmitting transcendental wisdom, using its own terminology and symbols. A study of metaphysical traditions shows that even in orthodox religious schools, there are innumerable cases of conversion to the Kundalini energy. The scientific method of research is quite applicable to the idea of Kundalini. Gopi Krishna says that Kundalini is the evolutionary power of consciousness and that its full development ends with the formation of a spiritual person. Kundalini is the key to unraveling the mysteries of psychological, mental, occult, and spiritual phenomena. Its importance to people is enormous, as it offers a solution to the very mysteries of life and demonstrates the capabilities of the human person. The science of Kundalini is one of the most difficult branches of yogic knowledge. To understand the meaning of the term Kundalini, Swami Rama points out the need to perceive it in the context of the concept of Shakti. The concept of Kundalini comes from the word wear, folded. As indicated above, the idea of Kundalini is traditionally conveyed in the form of a coiled snake. The word Shakti comes from the root shak, to have power, to be able. Together, these two Sanskrit words can be translated as resting power. From physics, it is
Sample complete. Ready to continue?